Hey YouTube, how's it going? So my name is Henry and I'm a gunsmith, and I've been doing gunsmithing for about 10 years now. Been a hunter for a long time. I want to take a minute to just kind of cover a video here. This video kind of relates to hunting season coming up. As a gunsmith, I get this question all the time. What makes a good hunting rifle? Is my rifle suitable for hunting? What's the best hunting rifle? What's the ultimate deer hunting caliber? Can I hunt with this? Can I hunt with that? I just want to take a few minutes, kind of clear some of that up. And the answer is probably not what you think. So let's start with, what is hunting, right? We're going after an animal. What is that animal? We've been hunting a long time. Maybe you already know exactly what you're hunting, what you're looking for, the ranges you're going to shoot, all the important stuff, and you're just maybe tired of the old workhorse, or maybe she's a little run ragged. So what I hunt, primarily American whitetail deer. It's shots usually 70 yards and in, occasionally to 150. Seldomly am I shooting 200 yards. Honestly, if it's 200 yards away, I'm probably just going to wait. I don't need it to survive. But I have family in Kentucky. Maybe I'm going to go hunt black bear. I have family up in Wyoming. Maybe I'm going to go hunt an elk. So for me, my hunting rifle is a one and done gun. It's probably the least fancy gun I own. And my preferred choice of cartridge here, you reach over and grab it, is a classic 30-06. Now, it's an old dog. I can find it everywhere. Never have any issues. Simple gun, holds 4 rounds plus 1. If I decide to go that route, pretty rare that I do that. Not a big deal to find if I'm at some mom and pop place in the backwoods in Kentucky, or if I'm standing in the middle of a metropolitan area in Wyoming. It's going to be an easy enough find. But let's take a step back. So my dad, all he hunts is whitetail. So what's he use, right? I mean, he's an older guy. Now these days he's shooting the 25-06. It's just a little bullet, same casing, more or less, and it'll do the job he needs it to do. His eyesight ain't so great, so he's got a nicer scope than I do, and that's all right. But let's look at some of the other calibers I've used in the past. So, old trusty, the 308 Winchester. It's hard to go wrong with a 308, really is. For all intents and purposes, it's just a little 30-06. Only real place that this guy comes in difference is heavy bullets. So 308, all around good work. But if I'm shooting at an elk and he's 200-300 yards away, probably going to want something a little heavier than 150 grain soft point, maybe a 165 soft point. With my 30-06, I hand load some 220s, or sorry, some 200s. And those are all good and well. Another cartridge I used a long time ago here was a 300 Win Mag. This one I did load with 220s and 210s. 210s are my favorite. 220s are, you gotta get your chamber modified for that. The 210 grain 300 Winchester Magnum, that'll do anything you want it to do out to great distance. Now that's a 1,000-yard gun all day. I've taken more deer in this life with this guy though. The simple 45 Colt, 45 long Colt. That 45 Colt I used in a 24-inch lever gun, shooting deer out to 50-60 yards, mesquite thicks down in Texas, whitetail. All good and well. Never had any problems out of it. Moved back up here to Kansas, and now I'm shooting a little further away. Turned that gun in, and I went ahead and picked up my rifle. Now, this is just a Remington 700. This is a late production, so there's some quality control issues that shown up in it, but got a good trigger in it, and that's really all I needed out of it. Now, I still hunt down in riverbeds and things, so one of the things I've done is I've equipped my rifle with a relatively cheap scope, and one of the reasons I've done that is for this little feature here on this side, these little takedown rings. So what I can do with these guys Let's flip these dudes over. And my scope comes off. And for most of my hunt, my rifle will be carried just like this. Should be an open sights gun. And that helps me through any kind of dark time, so early morning, late night, or if I find myself bunking down for lunch somewhere and I can see a ways, I can just throw the scope back on. Now this will keep fairly true. She'll run about a quarter minute. Not that big of a deal on a hunting gun when our effective target range is about 4 inches. And I keep this guy to point blank zero. He runs me true to about 150, 175 yards. But yeah, and I don't plan on shooting that far or further than that. That's scope territory. Scope 0 to 100. We'll let her ride there. My dad's rifle, on the other hand, let's take a look at that. Again, very similar gun. Got himself a Weatherby Vanguard. He's had it for a handful of years now, and it's done right by him. He's got a, what is this, 4 to 16 scope, and that's cost us a deer once. Yeah, you just couldn't find it in the glass fast enough, but that's why my gun has open sights now. Again, this is 25-06, but I want to take a minute and talk about why this is probably the least fancy gun that you'll own. My father takes exceptional care of this gun. So there is, if I can get it to show up on camera. Now, let's see if we can catch it on the top side. There it is. There is a nasty scratch. He's got another one. Flips up here. You can kind of see it showing up. Well, how does that happen? Well, he set it against his hunting bag. It slid down. Found his walking sticks. That's all it took. This gun's gonna get beat up. It's gonna get banged on. So, we've looked at the 2 rifles now. What about this guy? Because somebody's gonna say it. Why don't you just hunt deer with the trusty AR-15? Now, it's easier to tell on these bolt guns, but that guy is to the rear. We're clear. But this is a fantastic gun. I've run this gun ragged. Pin and welded 14.5. Love this little thing. So let's talk about something here. Once upon a time, great-grandparents, grandparents may know, many a deer were killed with that little 22 LR. Wasn't necessarily legal. In fact, I don't know of anywhere it's still legal, if it ever was. But when your kids are crying because they're hungry, legal becomes optional, right? Allegedly. So, they use that a lot. But the 5.56 or 2.23, whatever have you call it. I don't have a soft point with me today because I don't typically use soft points. This is a fantastic coyote round. But I don't know if I'd want to use it on deer. Can it be done? Absolutely. Here in Kansas, if it's center fire, it's 100% legal to run. That's not the concern at all. The concern is that a little bitty bullet. Now, I remember back, this is a 2.23, and I said my dad's running a 25-06. The difference is speed. This little guy is just not going to go as fast as a 25-06, and if it is, a 25-06 is going to have a heavier bullet. That's more energy. But if you can do it, and you can place your shot, why not? They can be done, and it's legal. If you're confident with your skills, make a clean and ethical kill, by all means, use your AR. If all you got your 45 Colt or 38 Special, 357 Magnum rifle, use it. If all you got's a 30-06, use that. Got a 308 laying around. If it's a target rifle, it's going to be unpleasant. Give it a shot. Let it run a year. Probably won't see it 2 years in a row. That was my Win Mag. 15-pound rifle about 7 miles into a hike. I was looking at that bipod wondering, worth buying again? That's for you to decide. I scaled back to about a 5.5, 6-pound 30-06. Yes, it's punishing to shoot. It hurts. I'm not particularly recoil shy, and I don't shoot that gun a lot. We zero it beginning and end of every hunting season. At the end is mainly a diagnostic, make sure the scope's still holding. But, you know, I had a 303 British. A buddy of mine used one of those for years, 7.7 Arasaka. Only problem with that gun, finding soft point ammo. Sorry about that little cut there. Neighbor kids were playing with fireworks. Ain't that something? Anyhow, where were we? If you got a gun laying around, you know, check your local laws. Make sure it's legal. Odds are you can use it. We had a cat come in the other day talking about whether or not his 7.62 by 54R would be enough to take a deer. He found some soft point PPU. The short answer to that question is absolutely. Yeah, you connect with that at 30-06 power. You're taking home a deer. As long as you make clean shot. Remember your ethics. You kill it fast. Don't make it suffer. And it's a lot more than just whether or not you care about the animal. Shoot a deer, makes its way to a confined water space, dies in the water, to wreak havoc on an ecosystem. Kill it clean, kill it quick. Meat will be better, environment will be better, you'll be happier, and you won't have to track it as far. If that's the only thing that matters to you, you won't have to track it as far. Make it a clean kill. There's a million other questions that go into hunting. Those are my questions as a gunsmith. Questions as a hunter: what boots do you wear? What's the best leggings, camouflage, scent? I'll leave that to the professional hunters. Alright, those guys, they're more successful in 5 years' time than I'll be in my entire life. Alright, many a years I go out, I don't get a deer. Be honest with you about it. I'm not the best shot in the world. But I miss. And yeah, sometimes it sucks. Last few years I've had a really hard time just finding deer. But again, professional hunters, they don't have that problem. They know exactly what they're looking for, where they're looking for it. I know the guns. I'll talk to you about the guns. I like a bolt gun. It's simple, it's reliable, it's easy. I like a Remington. Spent a long time with a Remington. Be sure you check your trigger. Always safety check your gun. Before, during, after the hunt. Clear your gun before you safety check it. Time to find out it's not safe. Not when there's a live round in the chamber. Promise you. But those are some of my thoughts on this. And use your gun. If you got it, it's center fire. It's legal in your state, county, city, whatever municipality has governance over you. Make sure it's legal. Make sure you find the appropriate ammunition. And if it's too far away and you don't know if you can do it, don't take the shot. If you're positive, take the shot. I know guys who hunt with a handgun. Muzzleloader season is open tomorrow here. I don't know where you're at. Archery. You can kill a deer with a bow. Probably kill a deer with pretty much any rifle that's out there, I think. Shot placement's important with the bow. Shot placement's important with the rifle. Be ethical. Make the clean kill. Take your rifle hunting. Deal with the aftermath of what you do and don't like later down the road. Next year, buy a better gun. We might make some videos that cover what we're looking for when we buy our hunting rifle. It doesn't have to be the most expensive gun in the world. In fact, again, probably going to be the least fancy gun you own. I got a $600 rifle sitting next to a almost $3,000 AR. I don't hunt with the AR. My father's got more money tied up in that piece of glass than he does a rifle, I think. But we'll make some videos coming out, of course, the next couple weeks. rifle season starts to approach in many areas. We'll talk about kind of what we look for, how we break it down, budgeting, the important one, availability of ammunition, the biggest one. Best hunting rifle in the world doesn't do a single drop of good if you can't find bullets. We'll go from there. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. Feel free to like, subscribe. We're getting new to this whole YouTube thing, so help us improve. Lighting sucks, I know. I'm outside. We're giving this a shot. And if it takes off, maybe we'll do some cool things. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'm Henry with Great Plains Weaponry. Hope to see you in the field. Let me know. Maybe we'll meet up if you're local. Have ourselves a good time. Thank you.